Hello, everybody. Mike from Southern California again, and you're on the mic. So, okay, a bad day for Lemoine? I'll answer that question here on today's episode of um, of on the mic. As everybody, today's November 22nd. So as everybody knows, yesterday was the fees and sanctions hearing in the in Vic Mignogna um, defamation lawsuit against in which all the charges were dismissed, and now they're basically assessing the fees and sanctions against Vic for defamation, Jamie Markey, and of course Monica Rial and Ron Toy. Um, and yes, John Volney and Sam Johnson were there to testify for their fees and sanctions against Vic. But really, what the highlight was Lemoine's presentation and kind of the article that came out from Sharon Grigsby, who initially now in this case now she seems to be more neutral with this article, with the title being anime voice actor Vic Mignogna um, makes reasonable case that he was not suing for vengeance. Lemoine kept bringing. Now the thing was, Lemoine kept trying to push the narrative that about GoFundMe, about Rakeda. You know, now in all fairness, of course, even though Grigsby's article seemed to be more neutral, more professional this time around, she did have to put in there that this was the first time she actually had the chance to actually see Vic speak in person too. Um, but in all fairness too, as somebody on Twitter had pointed out too, this could be a simple setup for later for again pushing the idea that maybe Nick and Ty were the ones pushing the lawsuit as opposed to Vic. But Vic made it perfectly clear in his answers that he felt he never wanted to do this. He never wanted the the animosity here, but they made him do. Not Ty and Nick. They didn't make this happen. Monica and Jamie and Ron made this happen, and all the people on Kick Vic, all the people who were out trying to destroy his career. Okay, and even some people would argue that Grizzly, even in the way she presented her article, may have been trying to still kind of put that wedge between Vic and Nick and Ty, which I don't think is going to work. But even as Lemoine kept pressing forward on the whole narrative about the GoFundMe, about all the stuff on that was said on Nick's show, Judge Shutt basically just, as he's been in the last couple of hearings, just put the kibosh on that whole thing. You know, he said, "No, I don't want to hear anymore." Judge Shutt pretty much made it clear he didn't want to hear any more about the internet drama or Rakeda's show or the GoFundMe. He just wants to. He just basically he's made it clear he doesn't want to really deal with this. He wants this off his docket. So and I think Chuck was even getting annoyed at this, as we all heard too at the November 8th hearing about whether or not Lemoine was going to get to depose Slaytosh. Um, basically, I think Judge Shupp is picking up on the fact that Lemoine is trying to pad the bill, and I think he's just saying no, 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 no. I just want to get this off my desk. I want to get it. It's going to be everybody knows it was going to be appealed no matter how he ruled. So he just wants it out of there. Granted, he probably knows that chances are it's going to come back to him after the appeals process, but he just doesn't want to deal with it. unless he absolutely has to. And if Vic wins the appeal, and I think most of us do believe he'll probably win on appeal, because in this case they're going to look at the entire record. They're going to look at everything, and I think what they will see is that Chup was having a bad day or something because he was not applying. Many believe he was not applying the law correctly. I think even Lemoine knows that because Lemoine Lemoine is basically sitting there. I think he's scared of the appeals because I think he knows that he got lucky and he's just pushing everything for all they're worth. In fact, I think it. I don't know if it was the hearing the other day or the November 8th hearing, or if it was yesterday. I think it was the November 8th hearing in which Judge Shupp simply asked, "So if I were to not award you these fees of $280,000, are you saying that you would actually charge your clients for this?" And Lemoyne said, "Yes." So this isn't about victims for them. This is about power. It's about greed. It's about destroying a man's career. And I think people are starting to finally get wise to it. Vic presented himself, even Sharon Grigsby, who is totally, who many people feel is totally Me Too and all that. Even she had acknowledged that Vic was authentic. I think her direct quote was, "He he was careful with his words, but he still came off as authentic." And anybody who's actually met Vic and has spent time with him, I think knows that. Even the people on the other side there, even those in Kick Vic. That's why they were trying. That's part of the reason why they were trying so hard to separate him from his fans, because I think even when Monica and Ron and Jamie were defaming him like this, they knew that if the fans got involved, they were screwed. They were ultimately screwed. Their intent was to drive him out, at the very least, out of the industry, if not into his grave. They were hoping to God that his fans would not get behind him, because if they did, they were screwed. I think we're starting to see it. I think Jamie's already suffering because of the fact, suffering because her con invitations are dwindling. Her lines have been shown. Monica's still kind of staying afloat, but I think as time wears on, and the more Kick Vic pulls their stupid stunts, the more people are going to see them for what they are. I think everybody kind of knows the. I think some of you, if you've watched a couple of my videos on another situation, as well as Come Geek Sums, I think many of you know about the story of rookie Joestar and the situation she was in. So, but as these people become more and more exposed, they're gonna find themselves at a bad end. Um, their popularity will go down. People will not want to see them because they'll see the ugliness that's there. Again, as I said, Jamie's already starting to see her lines dwindle, her con invites dry up. It's just a matter of time before the others will start to see the effects of that as well. So with that, um, on to, of course, the next segment here. This day in history, basically, this day in history. So on this day in 1944, on November 22nd, 1944, Superboy would make his first published appearance in More Fun Comics number 101. Um, That's the date it would go on sale. A cover date, I believe, was probably January of 45. But on this date in 1944, Superboy, of course, Earth One Superman, his adventures as a boy, would make his debut. Also on this date in 1988 was the last episode of in first run syndication of Denver, the Last Dinosaur. The show would continue in syndication for a couple of years, would also pop back up on cable, I believe, on Fox Family years later. But today, today in 1988 would mark the last episode that was aired in first run syndication for the show. On this day in 2009, WWE would have their Survivor Series pay per view in which the Undertaker in the double main event, the Undertaker and John Cena would defend their respective titles in triple threat matches. Um, Undertaker would successfully defend the WWE World Heavyweight Championship from in a triple threat match against the members of the WWE Unified Tag Team Champion Chris Jericho, and Big Show, and then John Cena would successfully defend the WWE Championship against the two members of DX that were still around, Triple H and Shawn Michaels. So, and then of course you had four other matches on the other undercard, in which three of those matches were traditional Survivor Series elimination matches. And then Batista would KO Rey Mysterio in a match as well. And then also on this date in 2013, the English dub of Michigo and Hachi would debut on Funimation Channel on this date in 2013. So, with that being said, we move on a little bit here. You guys can check the links below. My Twitter handle will be down there if you want to contact me directly. If you want to contact me directly, my Twitter handle will be down there, so you can DM me on Twitter. You can also comment on my videos, or on my tweets. I will usually respond. Also, as you guys know, I'm promoting a bunch of different dub companies. Because remember, Funimation is not the only game in town. So you guys can check out some other dub companies, check out their works, and if you guys like the dubbing, you guys can always contact your local anime conventions and ask them in a very polite and respectful manner to invite these voice actors, tell them that you want to meet them at their conventions. And also, I'm also of course promoting. I'm still promoting Vic's GoFundMe from what we saw last night on Nick Rekida's stream. It's up over. I think it's actually up over 263,000 now. We're getting closer to that 300,000 mark. And also, guys, don't forget tonight. So it's speculated that Judge Shupp will hand down the ruling from yesterday's hearing today. So chances are Nick will be covering that. So you might want to check him out tonight for further news on if Shupp does hand down the ruling for after yesterday's fees and sanctions hearings. So you might want to check that out. Also, guys, I'm also promoting the Ortiz family GoFundMe as well. I think they're getting close to their target. And Tugs Indiegogo, I'm still promoting till, of course, the end of the month here. Guys, always never feel pressured to donate. I'm sure they all appreciate your help, but they also don't want to see you guys go bankrupt. If you guys have the means to, and it's on your heart to do so, please consider donating. If you've already donated, then please consider donating again. Of course, as long as it's within your means to do so. And if you can't donate, you can still help out the cause by sharing the link, and because you never know, if you share the link, and maybe somebody in your circle of friends may see it and may decide, hey, I want to help out too. It never hurts to ask, after all. Um, and as always, guys, if you like this content, please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. As I said, I always enjoy the conversations with you. I hope you guys find these videos informative. Um, Let me see. Um, so I hope you guys will like, comment, share, and subscribe, um, and hit the notification bell for updates. And with that, guys, don't forget tonight is the VA profile premiere. Tonight I'm doing Scott Roberts of Blue Water Studios up in Calgary. You guys might want to check that out. I hope to see you guys tonight at the premiere, and hope to be able to have a conversation with you about it. If I don't see you tonight, then I will see you on Monday. Bye.